Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday something very interesting took place in the Republic of Kenya. William Ruto and Raila Odinga saved Johnson Sakaja from the wrath of the MCS.
Yes. What's happening?
The MCS had hatched a plan to impeach the governor, and they were going to be successful.
Impeachment ndio hiyo. Hautaepa mkwepo nini ya impeachment. You must be voted out. Uende kabisa. MCS ni sisi tuliwachakua. Kwanza mimi wangu ni Kwenya. Hapa CBD, Mr. Kwenya. Ukijaribu atukuonana kando kando, hakuna. Sakaja lazima aende. Na nyinyi mkianza hivi tutaingia hapo city council pale, tutaingia ya afisi yenu ya MCS. Na kuambia tutawatoa. Wamama wa Nairobi tutawatoa na tutawapiga kama huko Machakos. Nadhani mliona ile ya Machakos.
But there's one thing which we are not being told. How the fear of Rigathi Gachagua is actually what caused Raila Odinga and William Ruto to save Johnson Sakaja from the impeachment. In this video, I want us to analyze in details why and how the fear of one man, Rigathi Gachagua, forced William Ruto and Raila Odinga to save Sakaja. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. First of all, there are several reasons why Sakaja was saved by Ruto and Raila Odinga. I did a comprehensive analysis about that. But there is also the fear of Rigathi Gachagua. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to Aladwa saying something here.
Leo nimekuwa nimeitwa hapa na party leader wetu Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga kujumuika na mkutano wa viongozi wa County Assembly MCS. Kumekuwa na utata ambaye imekuwa inaendelea katika County Assembly ya Nairobi, na kulikuwa na impending impeachment ya kumtoa gavana wa Nairobi. Tumekuwa na mkutano zaidi ya siku 3. Leo ndio tumekuwa na mkutano wa mwisho ambapo umekuwa ikiongozwa na Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga pamoja na mzee Fred Gumo na mimi mwenyewe nikiwa mwenyekiti na ED wa chama cha ODM bwana Ongwen. Mkutano umeanza vizuri, tumeenda kuongea yale yanawahusu wale ma MCS ambao wamekuwa na changamoto kupitia mkutano yao ambao wamekuwa nayo, na walikuwa napanga kumtoa governor, na walikuwa wameweka sahihi za kutosha za kumtoa gavana wa Nairobi bwana Sakaja. Na katika maongeo yetu ambayo tumekuwa nao kwa masaa 4-5 ambayo yamepita, tumeongea na watu wamezungumza na MCS wametoa mambo yao na yamesikizwa, na vile vile pia leadership wametoa mambo yao ikasikizwa. Kwa hivyo kwa kauli moja tumekubaliana kwamba hiyo impending impeachment iahirishwe na itolewe, na sasa tumekubaliana governor aendelee na kazi na vile vile ajumuike na akapewa pia marekebisho ambayo anafaa kufanya.
That's Aladwa after Raila Odinga met with ODM MCS. The truth is, William Ruto also met with UDA MCS at State House in Nairobi. And the fact and the truth is, Sakaja was destined to go home. But there's no way Ruto and Raila were going to allow Sakaja to go home because of the fear of Rigathi Gachagua. Let me explain. Number one, William Ruto and Raila Odinga feared facing Rigathi Gachagua in Nairobi in an election. Because according to the plans by the MCS, they designed the impeachment in a way that both the governor and the deputy were supposed to go. And according to our constitution, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi was going to take over. And the Speaker was going to serve as the governor for 60 days. And an election was going to be forced or occasioned within that 60 days by IEBC. Currently, there is an IBC, which means if it were to go through that whole process, then a by-election was going to be occasioned for the Nairobi gubernatorial race. The current governor for Nairobi was elected under UDA party. UDA party is currently a shell, a pale shadow of its former self. But the truth is, that governor for Nairobi, Sakaja, was elected by UDA wing of Mount Kenya. That wing of Mount Kenya, as we speak, is currently with Wamunyoro. ODM alone cannot win in Nairobi. They need the support of Wiper. As we speak, Wiper is in Wamunyoro or with Wamunyoro. So if these guys went for an election and then they decided that they are going to sponsor a candidate, let's say they settled on Babu Owino, for example, the Kikuyu nation or Mount Kenya will vote for Babu. Babu will eat into the ODM support base, and of course, campus will vote for Babu Owino. Or even if they were to go for Gakuya, based on the current political situation, even if they were to go for Gakuya as the Mount Kenya candidate, then give him a Kamba running mate, William Ruto and Raila Odinga were not ready for such kind of humiliating defeat now, because it was going to give the other camp momentum for 2027. And that's why this impeachment had to be stopped before reaching Senate, because they also feared that if it reached Senate, Senate were going to do ile mambo yao. So that's the first and the main reason why they stopped that impeachment. Number two, you see, when the MCS collected the signatures, they were both sides. I remember Ali led them and they were 70 on Friday when they addressed the press. Then later on Saturday, 17 more, which means they were united. But who is controlling the UDA MCS in Nairobi? The ones from ODM party, you can say Raila, because Raila can summon them to Upper Hill. They will go there. When they come back, they'll hit to that. What about the other camp? Ruto is not sure whether he's controlling them, because the majority of them are swearing their allegiance to who? Rigathi. So there was the fear that Rigathi Gachagua is actually controlling most of the UDA MCS. And how was that a problem for Raila and Ruto? If the impeachment was going to be designed in a way that they were voting the two to impeach the two, but options of choosing one and leaving out the other, they had the fear that the entire assembly were going to rally for the impeachment of Sakaja, but the UDA might save the deputy governor. If that were to happen, then it would mean that the deputy governor was going to take over for the period. And if the DG was going to take over, who was going to have the last laugh? Even if the guy is not saying it, he's definitely pro Wamunyoro. So that fear that the UDA MCS were not under full control of Ruto is the reason they aborted or they stalled that impeachment. Number 3, and this I explained actually yesterday in my video. Rigathi Gachagua has always prayed for Sakaja to be removed. And he has also always prayed for someone from the mountain to take over the control of Nairobi. So which means Rigathi has that plan. So if these guys were to go ahead and impeach Sakaja, it would simply mean that they've played right into the trap of Rigathi, because that has always been Rigathi Gachagua's prayer, that one man, Sakaja, should leave. So, as much as Sakaja is very unpopular, very, very unpopular on the ground, I don't know, there's something terribly wrong with Sakaja, because it can't be that all MCs are against you. The people of Nairobi are not feeling you. All MPs in Nairobi, none of them, very few of them. Sakaja is just there. You'd have expected him. For him, the moment he sees Raila and maybe Ruto, for him, he thinks his political problems are sorted. So it was going to play into that trap. So they didn't want that. And lastly, there was the fear that if Sakaja was to lose, then they were also going to lose in the subsequent by-election. That would mean that they were going to lose the grip of Nairobi. There is no way you can run a successful presidential campaign in the Republic of Kenya without enjoying the support of Nairobi. Yesterday, someone wrote me a text and he told me, Lee, you know, Moi won without winning Nairobi. Kibaki won without winning Nairobi. Uhuru won without winning Nairobi. You know, Ruto won without winning Nairobi. That's not the fact. The fact is, Moi knew how to play his politics. But let us begin from the known, what we know. Kibaki won Nairobi, where winning might not necessarily mean the presidential votes, but the fact that he had support. Even Ruto in the last election had the support of the mountain. In Nairobi, there are specific constituencies you can say, this is UDA stronghold, this is UDA stronghold, this is ODM, this is battleground in Nairobi. But in a case where you don't have that, there is no way you can become the president. So they feared that if they joked, they were definitely going to lose the grip of Nairobi. And losing the grip of Nairobi was going to be disastrous. We are talking of the Gen Z factor, because the Gen Zs are really baying for the blood of Ruto and Raila. We are talking of the rage. Kenyans are very bitter with this government as we speak. They are trying to do a lot of things, but Kenyans are still very bitter with them. Then there is the Gachagua wave, which is sweeping the mountain, consolidating. And of course, we know that someone like Kalonzo has the compass in his pockets, so he can easily walk away with them. And that was the biggest fear, that they were going to lose the control of Nairobi. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.